Hello, how's all of you today? Today, in this video we will discuss about the animal reproduction. Then 50 questions and answers. Sexual reproduction in animals. You might already know that animals reproduce in different ways. But did you know that sexual reproduction involves special cells called gametes? These cells carry genetic information from parents to offspring. There are two types of gametes. Sperm cells, male gametes produced by males. These cells carry half the genetic material needed to create a new individual. Egg cells, female gametes produced by females. These cells carry the other half of the genetic material needed to create a new individual. When a sperm cell fuses with an egg cell, it's called fertilization. This creates a single cell called a zygote, containing genetic material from both parents. The zygote then develops into an embryo, which grows into a fetus. Finally, the fetus is delivered from the mother's body through birth. Many animals reproduce sexually, including mammals like humans, dogs, and bears, birds like chickens, eagles, and sparrows, fish like salmon, goldfish, and sharks, insects like bees, butterflies, and ants. Asexual reproduction in animals. But that's not all. Some animals can reproduce without gametes, through a process called asexual reproduction. There are three main methods. Budding. A new individual grows from a bud on the parent's body, eventually separating to form a new individual. Think corals and hydras. Fragmentation. A parent's body breaks into fragments, each capable of regenerating into a new individual. Starfish and flatworms can do this. Regeneration. Lost or damaged body parts are regrown from remaining tissue. Salamanders and planarians are experts at this. Asexual reproduction allows for rapid population growth and colonization of new habitats. Some animals that reproduce asexually include invertebrates like sea anemones and some worms, vertebrates like guppies and zebrafish, through a process called gynogenesis. Remember, while asexual reproduction is common in some animal groups, sexual reproduction is the dominant method in most species, ensuring genetic diversity and adaptability. Now let's do 50 questions answers. Here are 50 questions and answers about sexual reproduction in animals. Q1. What is sexual reproduction in animals? 1. Sexual reproduction in animals is the process by which offspring are produced through the fusion of gametes, sperm and egg cells. Q2. What are gametes? 2. Gametes are specialized cells responsible for carrying genetic information from parents to offspring. Q3. What are the two types of gametes? 3. The two types of gametes are sperm cells, male gametes, and egg cells, female gametes. Q4. What is fertilization? 4. Fertilization is the process where a sperm cell fuses with an egg cell, resulting in a zygote with a complete set of genetic material. Q5. What is a zygote? 5. A zygote is the single cell that forms after fertilization, containing genetic material from both parents. Q6. What is embryo development? 6. Embryo development is the process where the zygote undergoes multiple cell divisions and differentiations to form an embryo. Q7. What is a fetus? 7. A fetus is the developing embryo that has undergone significant growth and development. Q8. What is birth? 8. Birth is the process by which the fetus is delivered from the mother's body. Q9. Which animals reproduce sexually? 9. Many animals reproduce sexually, including mammals, birds, fish, insects, and more. Q10. What is the purpose of sexual reproduction? 10. The purpose of sexual reproduction is to ensure genetic diversity and adaptability in offspring. Q11. How do sperm cells carry genetic material? 11. Sperm cells carry genetic material in their nucleus. Q12. How do egg cells carry genetic material? 12. Egg cells carry genetic material in their nucleus. Q13. What is the role of hormones in sexual reproduction? 13. Hormones play a crucial role in regulating sexual reproduction, including the development of gametes and the preparation of the reproductive system for fertilization. Q14. What is the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction? 14. Sexual reproduction involves the fusion of gametes, while asexual reproduction does not. Q15. Which animals can reproduce asexually? 15. Some animals, like corals and hydras, can reproduce asexually through methods like budding and fragmentation. Q16. What is the advantage of sexual reproduction? 16. Sexual reproduction ensures genetic diversity and adaptability in offspring. Q17. What is the disadvantage of sexual reproduction? 17. Sexual reproduction requires the involvement of two parents and can be a complex process. Q18. How do animals find mates for sexual reproduction? I18. Animals use various methods to find mates, including visual displays, scent marking, and vocalizations. Q19. What is courtship behavior? A19. Courtship behavior is the display of behaviors by animals to attract a mate and prepare for mating. Q20. What is mating? A20. Mating is the process where animals come together to fertilize the egg cell with the sperm cell. Q21. How do animals ensure successful fertilization? A21. Animals use various methods to ensure successful fertilization, including mate selection and copulation. Q22. What is the role of the male reproductive system in sexual reproduction? A22. The male reproductive system produces sperm cells and delivers them to the female reproductive system during mating. Q23. What is the role of the female reproductive system in sexual reproduction? A23. The female reproductive system produces egg cells and supports the development of the embryo and fetus. Q24. How do animals care for their offspring after birth? A24. Animals provide various forms of care for their offspring after birth, including nourishment, protection, and socialization. Q25. What is the importance of sexual reproduction in animals? A25. Sexual reproduction is essential for the survival and diversity of animal species. Q26. How does sexual reproduction impact evolution? A26. Sexual reproduction drives evolution by increasing genetic diversity and allowing for the selection of favorable traits. Q27. What is genetic diversity? A27. Genetic diversity refers to the variety of genetic information within a population or species. Q28. How does sexual reproduction increase genetic diversity? A28. Sexual reproduction increases genetic diversity by shuffling and recombining genetic material from parents. Q29. What is the role of meiosis in sexual reproduction? A29. Meiosis is the process by which gametes are produced, ensuring genetic diversity and the proper number of chromosomes in offspring. Q30. How does sexual reproduction affect population growth? A30. Sexual reproduction can impact population. Q31. How does sexual reproduction affect population growth? A31. Sexual reproduction can lead to population growth as offspring increase the population size. Q32. What is the role of sexual selection in shaping animal behavior? A32. Sexual selection drives the evolution of traits that increase an individual's chances of mating, such as bright colors or elaborate songs. Q33. How does sexual reproduction influence social behavior in animals? A33. Sexual reproduction can lead to complex social behaviors, such as mate guarding, territoriality, and parental care. Q34. What is the relationship between sexual reproduction and longevity in animals? A34. In some species, sexual reproduction can influence longevity, with individuals that reproduce sexually living longer than those that reproduce asexually. Q35. How does sexual reproduction impact disease resistance in animals? A35. Sexual reproduction can increase disease resistance by shuffling genetic material and reducing the spread of harmful mutations. Q36. What is the role of sexual reproduction in maintaining species boundaries? A36. Sexual reproduction helps maintain species boundaries by reducing gene flow between different species. Q37. How does sexual reproduction influence animal migration patterns? A37. Sexual reproduction can influence animal migration patterns, with individuals migrating to find mates or suitable breeding habitats. Q38. What is the relationship between sexual reproduction and brain development in animals? A38. In some species, sexual reproduction is linked to increased brain development and cognitive abilities. Q39. How does sexual reproduction impact animal communication? A39. Sexual reproduction can influence animal communication, with individuals developing complex signals to attract mates or warn off rivals. Q40. What is the role of sexual reproduction in maintaining genetic variation in populations? A40. Sexual reproduction maintains genetic variation in populations by shuffling genetic material and increasing the frequency of rare alleles. Q41. How does sexual reproduction influence the evolution of new species? 41. Sexual reproduction drives the evolution of new species by increasing genetic variation and allowing for the selection of favorable traits. Q42. What is the relationship between sexual reproduction and animal domestication? 42. Sexual reproduction has played a crucial role in animal domestication, as humans have selectively bred individuals with desirable traits. Q43. How does sexual reproduction impact animal welfare in agriculture? 43. Sexual reproduction in agriculture can impact animal welfare, as individuals may be subjected to selective breeding and intensive farming practices. Q44. What is the role of sexual reproduction in maintaining ecosystem balance? 44. Sexual reproduction helps maintain ecosystem balance by ensuring the diversity of species and their interactions. Q45. How does sexual reproduction influence the distribution of species in different habitats? 45. Sexual reproduction can influence the distribution of species in different habitats as individuals adapt to their environments. Q46. What is the relationship between sexual reproduction and animal behavior in different environments? 46. Sexual reproduction can influence animal behavior in different environments as individuals adapt to their ecological niches. Q47. How does sexual reproduction impact the development of new traits in animals? 47. Sexual reproduction can lead to the development of new traits in animals as genetic variation increases and favorable traits are selected. Q48. What is the role of sexual reproduction in maintaining the health of animal populations? 48. Sexual reproduction helps maintain the health of animal populations by reducing the spread of harmful mutations and increasing genetic diversity. Q49. How does sexual reproduction influence animal social structures? 49. Sexual reproduction can influence animal social structures as individuals form pairs, groups, or hierarchies based on mating and reproductive success. Q50. What is the importance of understanding sexual reproduction in animals? 50. Understanding sexual reproduction in animals is crucial for conservation, agriculture, and our appreciation of the natural world. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe the channel